This is K1DVC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in 5 minutes.
0TX repeater.
Just going to play a quick video here by KJ5LXP on their recent field day testing, or field testing of their QRP radio.
Hey there everyone, it's Elmers. My call sign is KJ5LXP, and today we're headed up to Andrews Lake to try out a POTA. Wish us luck. We're going to be trying out some different gear, and yeah, this should be fun. Should see how it goes. It's a beautiful drive, so I can't wait for that, and so is the pond. We'll see how many people will be there. Unsure how crowded it'll be, but hey, if people are going to ask questions, we'll just say we're talking to aliens. Anyways, let's go. Well, we've made it to Andrews Lake. This is one of the POTA spots up here in southwestern Colorado. I do have some cell service, so let's see if I can get on POTA.app. Oh, I can. So we'll be able to spot ourselves, so that's awesome. But there's not a lot of people here. Some people are fishing. It's a great little fishing place. People, or the city, will come in and dump fish into this pond, and people like to fish at this lake. But got my pups in the back too, so we'll see how this goes today, but let's get set up. One of the main reasons we came out here today is because I'm planning a SOTA expedition up towards the mountain you see on the top left of the screen. That's Snowden Peak. I won't be summiting, but I hope to get close enough to the activation zone. There's a saddle point, which we'll see how far we'll want to continue when we get there. But before making that climb, I wanted to make sure everything was working properly. So today is all about testing the setup, and why not do it in a POTA park? Right now, I'm setting up a 4-element vertical antenna tuned for the 20-meter band. The goal for today is simple. Make sure the equipment is working, get some hands-on practice, and most importantly, have some fun while doing it. The radio I am using is the ICOM IC705. This is actually a loaner radio from ICOM, and I'm really excited to put it through its paces. We'll be running just 5 watts, so this is a true QRP activation. What makes the IC705 such a standout radio is its versatility. It covers HF, VHF, and UHF all in one compact package. Has a beautiful touchscreen interface, built-in GPS, and even Wi-Fi and Bluetooth support. It's essentially a base station radio that you can take into the field, and for portable work like this, it's hard to beat. So today, it's about a crisp 50-some odd degrees out here, and I am freezing. My hands are cold, my nose is cold, but hey, that's all part of the fun of getting outdoors with your radio. I think we're set. Okay, now let's find an open frequency. Also, here is the ICOM IC705, nice little QRP radio. Let's go. Oh yeah, we're booming. Let's go to 310. This is Kilo Juliet 5, Lima X-Ray Papa. Is this frequency in use? No? Okay, let's spot ourselves. CQ POTA. This is KJ5 LXP. CQ POTA.
Kilo Charlie 7, Papa Whiskey 0, Kilo Echo Germany.
Kilo Echo Germany, come back.
Hey, good afternoon, Whiskey 0, Kilo Echo Germany. I've got you 5-9, Mike November. Got you 9, Mike November.
Very good, sir. I've got about you a 5-9 here in southwestern Colorado, activating Andrews Lake. I'm running QRP.
This is K1DVC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in approximately 1 minute.
It's 9606, US 9606.
Copy 9606, and well, how many whiskey are you running on QRP?
I'm running 5 watts with the IC705.
Wow. Hey, you're doing really well. I've got you 5-9 here in Mike November. Amazing low wattage, good signal. Anyway, thanks for being there. Appreciate it. Thanks for 9606 and 73.
QRZ.
Tree, have a good evening.
Charlie. Kilo 0, Sierra Tango X-Ray.
Tango X-Ray, come back. The Tango X-Ray station comes back, but later.
0, Juliet Tango.
Juliet Tango, one more time.
Whiskey 0, Juliet Tango.
I got you in the log. Whiskey 0, Juliet Tango.
Yeah, Whiskey 0, Juliet Tango. Got you about a 3-3 south.
If you're interested in watching the rest of that, she's on frequency, KJ5 LXP. Good evening. Welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. The net is for the November 5th. It's a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics in general. And thankfully, we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. Again, this is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. My name is Daron. That's Delta Oscar Romeo Oscar November. Tonight, we'll be taking your check-ins, comments, questions, updates, and more. We meet every Wednesday, except the third Wednesday of the month, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 and 448.625. Both have a negative offset. You can contact us via Elmer at w0tx.org if you like, and most social media at Denver Radio Club. We also have a new groups.io, groups.io/g/w0tx. So if you're interested, let me double confirm that, but we do have a groups.io as well now. With that, we also stream and archive some of our nets on youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. So if you'd like to see behind the scenes in the net or visual context, that's an additional way to view the net. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? Hearing none, all check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. The suffix is the first letter after the number in the call sign. If you can, please try to use I2 phonetics for your call sign and indicate if you have traffic or questions as you check in. If you'd like, you can follow along with the check-ins at w0tx.org/check-in. If your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now. All right, another call. If your call suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
WD0 CIV, WD0 CIV. Charles and Denver. No traffic.
All right, Net Control would like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-in. WD0CIV, Charles got you checked in. We also had Adam checking in online on YouTube, KD5EF, really do appreciate that. Might be a bit of a quiet evening, but that's all right. We'll take all check-ins, all call signs, all call suffixes for the Denver Radio Club Learning Net, just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions. A through Z, Alpha through Zulu, let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
Kilo 4, Romeo, November, Yankee, Ronnie and Thornton. November 0, Tango, Romeo, Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Alpha Fox 0, Echo, Alex, Broomfield.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Hold up there for just a moment.
0TX repeater.
Net Control would like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. K4RNY, Ronnie, N0TRP, Jim, and AF0E, Alex. Thank you all so much for checking in. Again, we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. If you'd like to check in just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. All right. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Might just be starting to get that time of the year. It's definitely getting cooler and darker earlier and maybe just a little bit quieter. So that's all right. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We're taking all call signs, all call suffixes if you'd like to check in to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, please call there.
KE0SUM, Jonathan, Lakewood.
All right, in that time we had KE0SUM. Jonathan, thank you so much for checking in. If anybody is interested, I was playing a video on YouTube, a recent QRP POTA activation here in Colorado by KJ5LXP. She's on Frequency is the YouTube channel. But just a neat activation there if you're interested with using an ICOM IC705 and the POTA app. So, and I forget what antenna she mentioned, but it's a pretty clean setup and seems to work quite well. Obviously, sometimes we hear the phrase hearing a female voice gets more attention, but if anybody has any interest, again, ICOM IC705 review and field testing. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? I certainly can bring up a few other things. Anyone else, though? Please call in.
November 1, Zulu Tango Tango, Dan Marbella with a check-in. SUM with a comment.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control, N1ZTT. Got you checked in, Daniel. And KE0SUM, Jonathan. We'll go ahead and throw it over to you. Go ahead.
Well, you brought up the ICOM 705, which is a wonderful all-mode, all-band transceiver, a lightweight QRP radio, but you have to kind of now look at the FTX1 Yaesu radio because of it has, I think, more features, and it's expandable to 100 watts with, well, it is a separate accessory, but I wonder if the 705 is getting a little long in the tooth or maybe overpriced. I don't know what anybody else thinks. KE0SUM, back to that.
Excellent. Great question there, Jonathan. ICOM IC705 coming in at the retail price of just around $1,500 USD. So it is a bit pricey. The FTX1 still even more, a little bit more than that at $1,900 USD. All band, all mode. I think for both of these, or at least for the IC705 all band, all mode touch screen, I think it has Bluetooth. A lot of functionality, QRP rig and ICOM IC705 100 watt and QRP HF. So anybody have comments, questions, reviews on either the IC705 or the FTX1? Go ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I guess the immediate thing is 100 watt capability of the FTX1. If you're going to be purchasing something at that price point, you may as well definitely get the most bang for your buck. That's for sure. And so HF, or being able to run QRP, but also 100 watt is a huge added bonus. So it is a bit of a sticker shock price point, but anybody on the FTX1, the Yaesu FTX1, or the ICOM IC705. Go ahead.
Well, Daron, I think we've had this debate before, but that's why I'd always argue for, see, this radio, the FTX1 is designed for an experienced ham radio operator who knows what they're doing and what they're looking for. But now, a new general, the price point, that's the thing of it, Jerome. That's why you'll never get me to not argue that the Xiegu G90 is a better radio for around $460 because it has both the tuner, the SWR meters, it has all the features in a very small package, but for less than $500. I guess I'm very thrifty, Jerome. Back to that.
Comment, K4 on one.
Great follow-up there. Appreciate that. Yeah, the Xiegu G90, I think you mentioned, for about $500, $450, will get you about 5-watt QRP with all the same kind of features and functionality and a little bit everything kind of built in there. I think that was Ronnie, RNY. Go ahead.
I totally agree with both of you. You know, my go-to rig for out in the field is an 891, and I love it, and that's like $660. You do need to get a tuner, but, you know, I picked up a real cheap manual tuner at the Hamfest, so it was only like $20. So, you know, that's another radio to look at. I mean, I have been nothing but happy with the 891. K4 RNY.
Well, yeah, I started with the 891. It does have the tuner drawback, but very capable radio. You know, it'll go barefoot, or you can turn it all the way down. But Jerome spoke, the G90 is a full 20-watt radio. It's not just QRP.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, that's even better bang for your buck. 20 watts. So not limited to just the 5-watt QRP standards. So wow, yeah. And then yeah, absolutely the 891, really great capable radio, HF 50 megahertz. You can find it often online, eham.net on their classifieds or otherwise for even cheaper. So also looking on eham, looking at the FTDX10 here. They're selling for $1,100. So I don't know the differences between the two Yaesus there, but it's always good to look at maybe some of the classified section as long as it's well taken care of. So yeah, 891, great looking radio there as well. Anyone else on radio preferences for field operations? Or we've always talked about using a base station, but let me drop for a moment.
0TX repeater.
What I meant to say was an all-in-one ham shack. Those things aren't really there nowadays. VHF, UHF, HF, all-in-one, all bands, all modes. So does anybody have any other suggestions or comments or questions on radios you might suggest? Go ahead. Please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. We also had a check-in online, KE0TSF. Pete, got you checked in. Thank you for checking in here. Unable to make the repeater. Anyone else? Radio preferences or any other comments, questions, check-ins, updates, or anything else? Please call now.
SUM comment.
Yeah, Jonathan, KE0SUM, go ahead.
Well, you mentioned base station a minute ago, and I think that's an interesting term for ham radios, since almost all of them can be run off batteries, which makes them technically portable. But I think what you find is after about the Yaesu FTDX10, which can be used fairly well mobile, and the ICOM 7300, which can again be used mobile. Both of those are on the bigger end. when you start talking a base station, now you're talking to a guy who has a 50-foot tower with a nice multi-band Yagi on top, and then he buys the Yaesu FTDX 101 MP, a $3,000 radio, or maybe the ICOM 7760, which is a $3,000 radio, or maybe it's more. But base station guys usually have the antenna to work with that radio. I could buy the radio, but it would never perform up to my standards due to antennas. Just a thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely not getting into those price points myself either. Very neat looking radios, and just mixed terminology with base transceivers and whatnot, and mobile and whatnot. So if you want to get serious into it, there's definitely you can there's a lot another echelon that you can get into. So very neat. Anyone else? It's about 7:45 Mountain Time. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? This is the Denver Radio Club Learning Net, right place to learn about ham radio, STEM topics. So if you have any comments or questions or check-ins or anything else, please call them.
Comment, K4RNY.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'll get back to you here just a second, Ronnie. I'm just looking at a photo of another terminology, a boat anchor. So if you want, there's options out there. They are very, very heavy, but you can get them for fairly cheaply. Older radios that operate quite well, but they are quite large. With that, Ronnie, K4RNY, the net is yours.
Thanks. Just want to remind everybody the 285 TechNet is this weekend, and I went 2 years ago and I really enjoyed it. So you might want to look into it. It was a lot of fun.
Excellent. Yeah, great reminder there. na0tc.org for more information on the 285 Tech Connect Club, and you can see a flyer and more information on their upcoming Tech Fest. Again, this Saturday, the 8th, at Bridge Church in Lakewood. Just more information on their website. Again, na0tc.org. It should be streamed over on Zoom as well. And if you want, another friend of the club, Mark K0EHR, has also recorded some past presentations. He might be doing that again this year. So K0EHR on YouTube, you can kind of see some what you're expecting to see of the presentations. So great shout out there. I really do appreciate that, Ronnie K4RNY. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else on that or anything else? Go right ahead.
SUM comment.
Yeah, KE0SUM, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Yeah, the 285 TechNet, their meeting is kind of their annual bigger get-together. It runs from like 9 to 3, $15 admission, but they're going to have a lot of presentations, and I don't remember what all of them are, but there was one that fascinated me. Mark Air, the president of the club, is putting on how he says he can teach you DMR on your Android phone in 20 minutes. I'm sad I have to work.
Gotcha, sounds good. Yep. Operating on DMR in 20 minutes. It looks like the presentation. Many hams are intimidated by DMR for good reason. In this session, you will learn how to get on DMR and many other digital modes with a $40 Android phone in 20 minutes or less. No airtime plan required. An overview of digital mobile radio will also be presented. So that's going to be, I think, the first presentation at 9 a.m. So yeah, really do appreciate that. So rig performance, Arden, lots of other information on there. So yeah, anyone else on that or anything else? Go right ahead.
Yeah, 285 TechNet, oh, they're meeting is kind of their annual bigger get-together. It runs from like 9 to 3, $15 admission, but the 285 TechNet, is kind of their annual bigger get-together. It runs from like 9 to 3, $15 admission, but
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I guess speaking about DMR, just had a impromptu purchase on AliExpress a couple of nights ago. The new MMDVM duplex hotspot you can get purchased for about $20. Take a couple of weeks to ship, but I'll be having just to do a little bit of soldering for the Raspberry Pi connections. But this should be a pretty nice upgrade from my current simplex hotspot. So if anybody has questions on duplex or simplex, or I can provide a little bit more information on that. But anyone else, go right ahead. All right, this is a K1 DBC Net Control. Duplex modem allows you to use time slot 1 and time slot 2 on the hotspot. A simplex modem only supports one time slot. One use case for a duplex modem is to monitor a talk group on one time slot while talking on a different talk group using the other. You can also do cross modes with DMR Brandmeister and the TGIF network, if you've not heard of that. So just for about $20, it just should be some fun soldering and just a bit of an upgrade. So anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call there.
Hey, Jerome, how do you use your hotspots? KU0SUM.
This is K1 DBC Net Control. I really only just monitor. I use Pi-Star running on a Raspberry Pi, and then I have it monitoring 3 or 4 different talk groups, local and non-local. I really don't get on DMR too much, so why I bought it was really just for having a little bit of fun, but really just monitoring our talk groups and other talk groups, and just kind of messing around with Brandmeister and getting it set up and working. So I haven't done a whole lot here recently, but yeah, anything else on that, go right ahead.
0TX repeater.
Oh, I've asked before, but I'm still not a little fuzzy. So, Brandmeister is kind of a brand, so to speak, or Brandmeister anyway. It doesn't work with any specific radio, or is that kind of Motorola based?
This is K1 DBC Net Control. I think there is some. It's a. Let me drop here for a moment. Okay, so DMR Mark is, I think, the professional Motorola. I think I can't remember. Basically, DMR Brandmeister, it is very similar to, I think, some of the Motorola digital modes, but there's DMR radios you can buy, which can hook up into DMR repeaters and or DMR hotspots. So brandmeister.network for more information. I know that wasn't a great explanation. Let me see if I can find something else, but anyone else, though, on that, go right ahead.
So, Daron, what radio do you use for Brandmeister? I think maybe Anytone does that.
Comment K4RNY.
This is K1 DBC Net Control. I have an Anytone D878UV, one of the older versions, to get on there. K4RNY, go right ahead.
So, John, the way it works, Brandmeister is just a network where the talk groups live. So, like, ours is 310804, and it goes through the Brandmeister network. And anywhere who has a hotspot anywhere actually can tie into our repeater and talk to us through it and stuff like that. also like TGIF is another network, and there's AMCOM is a newer one that just came out. So it's like Brandmeisters is kind of like where all the talk groups live, if that makes sense. K4 RNY.
So how active is Brandmeister in these talk groups?
It depends on the talk group. The most common one is Brandmeister. There's talk group 91 is really active. I believe that one's North America. Sometimes I hang out on Colorado HD as 31088. As a local one. I kind of talk to some of the guys on the way into work in the mornings. And some of those are also tied over into like the TGIF network, and also I think AMCOM also has some. They're tied in together, and they also might be tied into like D-Star or even Fusion. K4RNY.
So does Brandmeister require a code plug?
Yes, the code plug is just a file that's loaded into your radio. You can even like when you're like just doing programming a ham analog radio, you can call the file you upload to it a code plug. It's just a Motorola term for the file that goes to the radio.
Do you have to build one, or did you get this from someone?
When I started off in DMR, and DMR is like my favorite digital network, what I did is I took some free software, like, for Yanitone or Connect Systems also has it, and I just downloaded the Rocky Mountain Ham equivalent file for their system and just started breaking apart, playing with it, made my own file just to mess with it to learn how to do it.
So if I wanted to learn it, and I've done a lot of ham radio this way, could I get pretty good information watching a couple of YouTube videos?
Yes, there's actually a bunch of them. Look up Rocky Mountain Ham DMR, and they've got some really good ones. I think his name's Mike, and I forget his call sign. He's the one who pretty much does the DMR over there, and he has some really good videos out there.
I love our friend Google. Guess you went back to net drone. Oh, and thank you for your answers.
You're welcome, Jonathan. If you have any questions, just email me. It's my call sign at outlook.com, or actually my call sign at w0tx.org, too. I'm happy to help you out. K4RNY.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks again there, Ronnie. K4RNY. Yeah, plenty of information online. Let me see here, just to backtrack very, very quickly here. Yeah, Brandmeister, on brandmeister.network, their wiki. It's an operating system for master services participating in worldwide infrastructure network of amateur radio digital systems. It allows you to roam automatically from repeater to repeater, make private QSOs, worldwide QSOs, send APRS, SMS messages, and plenty of other. And if you do look up on brandmeister.network, you can see last heard, you can see kind of all the activity that's going on live, since it all requires an internet connection. And over on rmham.org, they have some sample code plugs, K0NGA, Mike. Great help there. So yeah, anyone else on that, go right ahead.
Rodney, I've got one more question for you. How do you learn to design a code plug? And what are you exactly doing designing it? Is it for a certain area? Question mark. KE0SUM.
No, it depends on how you want to set it up. Like I've got a DMR radio in the car, and it's kind of has the local stuff on it and stuff like that. Keep in mind, when you get into DMR, it was originally designed as a commercial infrastructure for radio. We kind of adopted it to ham radio. So, I mean, you can, like, okay, we'll use the club repeater on talk group 2 is our static talk group of 310804, and I think that's the right number. And we're dynamic on talk group 1, which we can choose which part of talk group we want to use. I'm going to drop for a second. K4RNY. Which means if you want to say you want to, for example, use talk group 91, which is a pretty popular one, you would just key up on our repeater on talk group 1, and it should link up to talk group 91 as long as nobody else is using talk group 1. And have your conversation, and then if you use talk group 4000, should disconnect you from that talk group from the repeater. And the reason why there's two different talk groups is because you can have two different conversations at one time, and what the system does, it bounces back and forth every 300,000th of a second or something like that. We can't hear with our ears, but you can actually have two conversations at once, and that's what the two different time slots are for. K4 RNY.
W0TX repeater.
I want to thank you for your excellent answer. It did clarify some things, but some of this DMR, well, I have to admit, having played with wires X at C4FM, it seems like this is much more complicated.
For me, it was intimidating in the beginning, but once I kind of understood what they needed, it said we have the basic repeater pair, and you have what's the color code, and the color code is pretty much just like the PL tone is on an analog repeater. And then you just need to assign the whichever time slot it's going to be. So if you're going to, program for the club repeater static top group, it'd be on time slot 2. That's where it lives. And then just on the transmit side, where you have your transmitter frequencies, usually it's where they lay them out in the software. It just put in that talk group in there, and you're pretty much good to go.
Well, I'm talking to the right person about DMR. Have you ever done Wires X, or have you ever done D-Star, which is the ICOM digital mode?
I actually started on D-Star, and I still have an old open spot 1 I keep on up from a D-Star radio. I dabble a little bit into Wires X. Believe it or not, I really have a good grasp on DMR, but I cannot get my head wrapped around Wires X and the difference between Fusion and Wires X for some reason. I just need to sit down and just make my head learn it. K4 RNY.
Well, I think all the digital modes compared to FM and HF, KE0, SUM, back to net. I agree with you.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, very cool stuff. Really do appreciate that. A couple things. You can always just download the software for a digital radio and download a sample code plug that's available out there, and you can kind of mess around with it. Very much similar to most other radios. You have your analog channels, essentially, that you can name and set frequencies. And then you have to, it is a little bit complicated, but you can set up digital information in there as well. Another great resource, amateurradionotes.com. Not necessarily being updated anymore, but another local Toshin, KE0FHS, his website. has a lot of great notes on there as well. So amateurradionotes.com as well as another great resource. It is 8:05 p.m. I'll take this time to take official check-ins. If you'd like to, let me drop here for a moment. Welcome to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. If you're just tuning in, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club W0TX Learning Net. It's a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics. So if you'd like to check in, we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. Let us know your call sign, your name. And if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. Again, we're taking all comments or all check-ins, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We had also KD5EF a little bit ago mentioning one requirement of his radio is needs to be able to be displayed on a computer monitor in some manner. That way he doesn't have to squint to read the radio. So that was about 10 minutes ago. I apologize about that. If you're still there, or if anybody has comments or suggestions, I know there's some radios that have HDMI output on them. Anyone else, though, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll tell you that it probably won't be cheap getting a radio that has that functionality. That is definitely a niche function. It would be nice to have. I wish more radios had them, but definitely not most of them. But anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, please call now. Let's see, the Yaesu FT710 has functionality that you can use, I think, DVI. Let's see what the FT710 is looking like here. HF 50 megahertz SDR transceiver. Don't know exact cost, but yeah. Anyone else? We have plenty of time here still. Comments, questions, check-ins. Please call now.
AE0YR in Arvada. Good evening, everyone.
Excellent. AE0YR. Ed, got you checked in. Thank you so much for checking in here. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? We have 20 minutes or so. Please call now.
Comment K4RNY.
K4RNY, Ronnie, the net is yours.
I think the ICOM 7300 Mark II will also be able to put on a digital additional screen. K4RNY, but I'm not 100% sure.
SUM, you think it's going to be more than 100 watts?
Looking at...
You can put on an additional monitor on top of it. I don't think it's going to be any more than 100 watts. K4RNY.
Thanks for the clarification.
Excellent. Yeah, appreciate that. The ICOM 7300 Mark II. Looks like it's not being shipped just yet, but price point about $1,500, and the other one was about $1,000. So, yeah, not too bad for some pretty good functionality here. Yeah, anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Go right ahead.
Well, most of the stores still have a whole lot of the original IC 7300, so you may see some good deals on those, though they've been on sale for like $1,000 for a long time. So I wonder if they'll drop a little more. I don't know. There are some features I really like about the new Mark II. I don't know. Price, I guess it's okay.
All right, gotcha. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's a great option there. They have the old 7300s. So yeah, that you might be on the lookout for those if you have any interest on that. So yeah, I really do appreciate that. Yeah, anyone else? I can certainly bring up a few things, but anyone else? Please call now.
0TX repeater.
All right. Anyone else? We have field day results just came out. I can certainly cover those if you like, but anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now. All right. In the November edition of the QST magazine, as well as public, you can view it field-day.arrl.org/fdresults.php. I'm not sure if there's an easier way to get to that, but you can view the 2025 field day results. Paul, I never know how to pronounce his last name, but call sign N1SFE, the ARL contest program manager. He goes in to say, little brief overview here. The airwaves came alive again during the fourth weekend in June as amateurs throughout the US, Canada, and the world participated in 2025 ARL Field Day. ARL received a total of 4,375 entries from all 85 ARL and Radio Amateurs of Canada sections, as well as 35 entries from 20 countries outside the US and Canada. The number of entries increased by 56 over last year, which is an increase about 1%. Total number of reported QSOs decreased 4% to 1.24 million. Let's see, many participants commented that conditions on the higher HF bands were less than optimal, which could have contributed to the reduced contacts made during the event. I just skipped over really a few paragraphs there, but if you look up Denver RC, let me see here. 'You can find more information on our club. I'm forgetting exactly what the numbers are exactly here, but I think we made 711 contacts and a total score of 2,700 points. I believe so. So that's using CW, FT8, and voice contests. Let's see, our Colorado section manager, Amanda Alden, sent out, or actually the ARL sent out an email for members only for field day results. Yep, Amanda Alden sent it out. Overall participation was up by 1% with 31,000 submitting logs. Some honorable mentions here in Colorado. Let me drop again. One A battery, third place, Mountaintop Operators. 3 Alpha, first place, Ski Country Hams with a score of over 77,000. 4 Alpha, third place, was RM Ham. 5 Alpha, and these are categories of amounts of stations. So 3, 4, 5 stations. 5th place for in the 5 Alpha, Colorado Party Hams 1B, which I think is one operator, K0BH, and in second place for battery operations, N0JDC. So congrats to everyone on that. So yeah, hopefully people had fun during the field day this year, and we'll be out again next year. Anyone else, though, please call now. Let's see, the classes here. Class A are club or non-clubs, groups of 3 or more people who set up temporary portable field day stations away from their usual entries, locations. They had a total of 1,261 entries. Class B is a club or non-club with 1 or 2 people who set up temporary stations, 671 entries. Class C is mobile or rover operators from vehicles, bicycles, and boats. They had 46 entries. Class D and E, stations operating from home with either commercial, Class D, or emergency, Class E power. They had 2,234 entries. And Class F, stations operating from or as emergency operation communication centers, 163 entries. So, yeah, more information on, I'm sure, the ARL website as well. Anyone else? Go right ahead. All right, we have another 13 or so minutes. Anybody else? I certainly can bring up probably something else, but anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now. Let's see, I mentioned it at the beginning, but we do also have a groups.io page set up. So if you are part of any other club or anything else, we are on there now, groups.io/G/W0TX. So if throughout the week or whenever, feel free to sign up. We'll approve you, and then feel free to comment if you have any comments or questions. We've already had one in here by Tom, W0TRM. He's asking about thinking of adding an Anytone F78 to use as a bass. What do people think about that? So just one comment here. Let's see, from Pete, AB8WN, who's also another moderator on there on the groups.io. Can't thank him enough. He says he uses System Fusion, but DMR as well. But looks like a pretty good radio. So anyone on the Anytone 578 UV or anything else, please call now. Let's see, I'll see if I can find anything else here, but anyone else? Anything else so far for this evening's Learning Net? We have another 10 or so minutes. Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Please call now. Let's see, I guess we can cover some club business here real quick. Recently released was our monthly round letter newsletter. So can't thank Brennan Paint enough for putting that together. Let's see, the president's message, I guess. K0KPS mentions the leaves on the trees are turning and the weather will soon turn too. Now is the time to get outside and perform some preventative maintenance on your antennas before it's too late. A small crew went up to Mestehehe Mountain, formerly known as Squaw, on Saturday, October 18th, to relocate the 449.350 repeater to a more ideal location for many reasons. The repeater was off the air for 2 days, and after the work was completed, is back on the air. You shouldn't see any changes in reception at the new site, but any reports would be greatly appreciated. Don't know how many people attended HamCon Colorado Convention in Grand Junction. Let us know how it went. Again, the 285 Tech Connect Tech Fest is coming up. Groups.io page is mentioned. And we have our club holiday dinner Sunday, December 14th at the old spaghetti factory. So feel free to sign up if you'd like. w0tx.org/holiday or under events and December dinner. So, anyone have comments or questions on the club or anything else? Please call now. All right, let's see. Over on reddit.com/r/amateur radio, impact of government shutdown on amateur radio licensing in the U.S. We covered this a few weeks back, but figured we could give a quick summary again. Users are not able to apply for an FRN during the shutdown. Candidates are still able to test for amateur license, and some VECs are accepting candidates without FRNs. However, those will not be filed with the FCC until after they reopen. VECs accepting examinees without FRNs plan to accept user-supplied FRNs after the FCC reopens. New amateurs that pass a licensing exam will have to wait until the FCC reopens for a call sign to be issued and for them to transmit on the air. A few more points here. Amateur licensees that pass an upgrader exam are able to act with their upgraded licenses privileges using the /AG or /AE suffixes, respectively. They will be able to do this for the duration of the shutdown. The FCC ULS website is not accessible via the website, but the database as of October 1st is still available to download. Vanity call sign applications are not being accepted or processed during the shutdown. A large number of short call signs are expected to all become available upon reopening. And lastly, licenses are unable to be renewed during the shutdown. The FCC reports the normal filing deadlines under the Commission's rules are extended, so continued operating under your license is authorized. Anybody have comments, questions, or anything else on that, or anything else? Please call now.
Question, KE0SUM.
Yeah, Jonathan, SUM, go ahead.
Well, it's not exactly radio oriented, but it is because as ham radio operators, we depend on the atmosphere and how our signals are going to work and everything else. So what I'm interested in with the group, if they'll tell me, is what they think about this, the 31/Atlas. The third object is spotted cruising, and now they're saying it seems to be changing color and speed a little bit. It's like, what's everybody think this might be? I'm waiting a while to decide. This is just fascinating. What do you think?
Yeah, great question there. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Let's see. Yep, 31/Atlas, also known as it's an interstellar comet discovered by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System Station. The comet follows an unbound hyperbolic trajectory past the sun. It will not come closer than 1.8 AU from Earth, so it poses no threat. That's very nerdy stuff there, but I have not actually been following it along too much. I know that something came about a couple of years ago with a cigar-shaped comet, things like that. But anyone else, though, go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else on that? I'll see if I can find some more information here real quickly that might be relevant. But anybody have any speculation or any takes on the recent news here? Go ahead. Let's see, the Oumuamua, I think is how it's pronounced. That definitely not how it's pronounced, but this is what came about in 2017. I think there is some relationship here. Let's see, the interstellar object, 31 Atlas, and Harvard physicist Avi Loeb theories that it could be an alien spaceship due to its unusual characteristics. Key anomalies include its large size, its alignment with the ecliptic plane of the planets, a peculiar glow directed towards the sun, and a gas composition with high nickel content but little iron. If anybody has anything on that, go ahead. All right, so yeah, I'm certainly not a physicist by any means, so please look up online for more information, technical information, and I guess come to your own conclusions and read up on it. So anyone else on that or anything else? Go right ahead. All right, great question there. Just a few more minutes here. Anyone else? Last minute comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I guess I'll give it a little bit better definition here. Over on nasa.gov, Comet 31/Atlas is the third known object from outside our solar system to be discovered passing through our celestial neighborhoods. Astronomers have categorized this object as interstellar because of the hyperbolic shape of its orbital path, meaning it does not follow a closed orbital path about the sun. When the orbit was discovered, when the orbit of 31 Atlas is traced into the past, the comet clearly originates from outside our solar system. It poses no threat and will remain far away. The closest it will approach is about 1.8 astronomical units, about 170 million miles. It will reach its closest point to the sun October 30th, 2025, just inside the orbit of Mars. The interstellar comet's size and physical properties are being investigated by astronomers around the world. Should remain visible to ground-based telescopes through September 2025, after which it will pass too close to the sun to observe. It will reappear on the other side of the sun by early December, allowing for renewed observations. So again, more information, nasa.gov. All right, anyone else? Last minute comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Please call now. All right, let's see if I have any last minute information. I guess over on arl.org/news, recent update on Hurricane Melissa. As of the 31st of October, this was the most recent update they had. Hurricane Melissa passed to the northwest of Bermuda on Thursday night and is forecasted to pass south of the Avalon Peninsula of Newfoundland as a post-tropical cyclone on Friday night. Water levels should continue to subside this morning. Swells generated will continue to affect portions of the Hispaniola, Cuba, the Bahamas, Turks, Caicos, Bermuda during the next couple of days. All three weather nets, the Hurricane Watch Net, the VoIP Net, and WX4NHC, the amateur radio station at the National Hurricane Center in Florida, have secured operations. The past week, amateur operators from around the world, including the Radio Amateurs of Canada, have been monitoring Melissa's path, working through the weather nets, passing and relaying critical information. So again, more information, arl.org/news.
0TX repeater.
That is about all that I have. And we are just ticked over here to 8:30. So I'll throw it out. Any last-minute comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now. All right. Let's see. Once more, last-minute comments, questions, check-ins. Please call now. Okay, nothing heard. I will. We'll start to wrap the net up here. I'll play a few minutes after the net on YouTube of the remaining few minutes of the that contact that was mentioned earlier. Let's see. Call sign is KJ5LXP. Parks on the air. So I'll play 3 more minutes of that. With that though, we had a total of 10 check-ins. Really appreciate everyone who checked in this evening. Can't thank enough our club for allowing us to use the repeaters, and for Elmers for helping out. Groups.io. We had a ham learning that one, but again, groups.io/G/W0TX if you like, and youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. With that, thanks to us. Join us on the 3rd Wednesday of the month, 6 p.m. for an Elmer session prior to the regularly scheduled Denver Radio Club meeting at 7 p.m. These take place online, w0tx.org. For more information, everyone licensed or not licensed, member or not, are welcome. With that, join us next week at 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. for the next Learning Net. This is K1 DBC 73, and I will be clear.
USL, thank you for the 5-9. Thank you for the activation. 7-3.
73's QRZ.
Kilo Juliet 5, Bravo Mike.
Kilo Juliet 5, one more time.
Bravo Whiskey 5, Foxtrot Bravo Mike.
Kilo Juliet 5, Foxtrot Bravo Mike.
Bravo Whiskey 5, Foxtrot Bravo Mike.
Whiskey Juliet 5, Foxtrot Bravo Mike.
That's Whiskey 5, Foxtrot Bravo Mike.
Whiskey 5, Foxtrot Bravo Mike. I hear you loud and clear here in southwestern Colorado. Got you about a 5.9 running QRP with the IC705.
Yes, I got you at a 5.5 here in Oscar Kilo, Oklahoma.
Wow, very good. 73, sir. QRZ.
Kilo Juliet 5, Bravo Alpha Echo. Whiskey 5, Papa Romeo, Quebec QRP.
Kilo Juliet 5, Bravo Alpha Echo. Is that the right sign, sir?
Hey, Roger.
Very good. Where are you located, sir?
Alpha Romeo, and I've got you at a 5.7. Over.
Got you a 5.9 in southwestern Colorado.
Roger. Thank you for the park. 7-3.
Thanks for hunting. 73s. I think we've got our activation. I am freezing and yeah. This is awesome. That was incredible. I should have brought gloves.